Hey everybody, I'm the Crimson Scythe. Welcome back to more Pokemon Emeralds. In the last part, we defeated Flannery in a very grueling battle. Yeah, it was not great at all. In this part, we're going to be going through some areas that we need to... Well, there are some areas we need to go through, and one of which... in fact, what do I want to do here? I'm actually going to put... I'll put Shroom up front. And then what I want to do is I want to teach strength. Do I teach it to... Ooh, I'll teach it to Ironhide. Yeah, so... Okay, yeah. I'll teach strength instead of headbutt to Ironhide because we need strength, and it is a good move. Physical move, that is. For you. I'd like to get a Marvel, but if I went down these ledges, it'd be no easy matter. Getting back to Laveridge Town. Right, yeah, that's... Yeah, okay. So getting back to Laveridge is going to be a bit of a challenge. Well, not for us, at least. Over here, we got a Nugget. That is a good item to have. Now, what I want to do... I want to make my way over to Route 11, or 111. Now, on this route, we have, I believe, 4 new Pokemon to talk about. Sandshrew is kind of not worth it. I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather take anything else but Sandshrew. Not saying it's a bad Pokemon, it has high attack and high defense, which is really good, especially for a ground type. However, the only griping issue with Sandshrew and Sandslash is that it doesn't learn any good ground type moves until level 52, where it learns Sandtomb. Sandtomb! That is the worst ground type move in the game. That isn't Sand Attack, by the way. It learns Sand Attack at level 11. It can learn Poison Sting at level 17. Learn Slash at level 24. Learns Swift at level 33. Fury Swipes at 42. And then it learns Sandtomb at 52. And realistically speaking, that ain't worth it. At least in my opinion. If you're going to use Sand Slash in any way, you're going to use your Earthquake TM or a Dig TM on this thing. You also do have access to the Return TM, which we did get recently. Oh, well, I did get recently off screen. I should say not off screen, but in the next episode. That's kind of a spoiler for next episode. I do apologize. I could have just recorded it just now. Anyways, it also can learn Brick Break for TM. It learns Rock Tomb for TM, Aerial Ace. It can learn a lot of good TMs, and same with like egg moves. It can learn Metal Claw. It can learn Rapid Spin and Rock Slide, Crush Claw, which are all moves that it started learning later on through its life and through generations to come. Sandslash is good, but it's not good in this generation. I think it's so much better in future generations. Acnea is awesome. Just look at this little brown boy. He is an awesome Pokemon with high attack and special attack. And it doesn't get worse, it gets much better. And not only that, it actually has moves that it can learn that can utilize that high special attack, because it learns both Feint Attack and it learns Needle Arm through level up. Needle Arm is a move that very few Pokemon learn, but Cacturne is one of those Pokemon, and Cacnea. It also learns Absorb through level up. Well, it'll have Absorb from the beginning. It can learn Pin Missile as well, which is a decent-ish bug-type move, which hits multiple times. However, through TMs, you can also learn Giga Drain and Bullet Seed, which are also really good moves to have for it. It can have, freaking Frustration, or, it can have Return. It can have Facade. It can even learn, Counter Dynamic Punch through egg moves. However, the moves that really stick out are the Move Tutor moves. It can learn Dynamic Punch Counter, Double Edge Body Slam, Fury Cutter, Mega Kick, and Mega Punch, Seismic Toss, Mud Slap, but nobody cares about Mud Slap, Snore, and Thunder Punch. This thing can utilize a move that will be good against its own weakness, which is fantastic for it. Cacturne has a very high type diversity, if you will, in terms of moves, I mean, which is amazing. So I will say, I love Cacturne. I think if you didn't choose Seedot at the beginning, Cacturne is the perfect substitute for Shiftry, in my opinion. Baltoy is a weird psychic type Pokemon. It is highly especially defensive, and when it evolves, it gains an even higher, well, not higher, defense stat. Its special defense is 120, and I believe its defense is like 100 or 105, which, yeah, it's okay to have. It's very useful to have, in fact. However, the only thing with Baltoy and its evolved form Claydol is that it doesn't really have the high attacking power of most Pokemon. It's actually a very good set of Pokemon, though. It can learn the barrier moves, well, in the future, I guess. It doesn't really learn them in this game. However, what it does learn is Rapid Spin from the start. It can learn Sight Beam, which is a good Psychic type move early on, Rock Tomb, Self-Destruct, Ancient Power, Hyper Beam, and Explosion. 3 of Pokemon's highest damaging moves, all in one Pokemon. That's not even including, freaking 1-hit KO moves, by the way. It is also a user of Flash, so if you ever have a Pokemon that, you want to use Flash for it, this could be your Pokemon, I guess. On top of that, it can learn Ice Beam, it can learn Solar Beam, it can learn, Earthquake, it can learn Psychic, Shadow Ball. It learns so many good moves, like, through its time as, just in general, I guess. But yeah, if you really want a bulky Psychic type, I guess, Claydol's your guy. I actually do really like Claydol quite a bit. Trapinch is a very high attacking Pokemon. It has a high attack stat, and it kind of doesn't have the moves to really utilize it. It starts off with Bite and Feint Attack, and potentially Sand Tomb, and it will remain to do very little damage because of the fact that it's a physical attacker, and it mainly learns special type moves, or special moves, should I say. However, when you get this thing to evolve, you are greeted with a miracle of a Pokemon known as Flygon. I love Flygon so much. However, there is some things you can do that you can use to buff up Trapinch quite a bit. You have TMs. You can find the Earthquake TM. You can find the Dig TM. You can find, you can get Return. You can get Rock Tomb. You can teach it Rock Slide. Well, that's more for later games sort of stuff. You can teach it Body Slam or Double Edge. You can teach it freaking Return. You can teach it, you can teach it Sandstorm. That's actually really useful to have because of its ability. So if I'm not mistaken, well, it's good for when it's a Trapinch, but when it's a Flygon, it gets Levitate. So that's, it's not really that great. But also another thing to note about Flygon and Trapinch is that Trapinch, when it evolves, will lose its attack to gain some speed, but when it evolves into Flygon, it regains that 100 attack, meaning that a Flygon has the same attack stat as a Trapinch. I'm not even joking. So, my idea for coming here, right? There is a Pokemon I want to look for, and it is a quite common Pokemon, realistically, in this place, and you guys probably can guess who it is, just based on the fact that, yeah, just based off of the fact that I'm here, you guys can probably guess who it is. If you can't, then that's down to you. Okay. Shroomy should level up here. Yes, he does. Nice. Very, very good. Let's get Ironhide some levels as well, just in case. Item here, we got Stardust. That's another selling item. That's good. Nice. Very, very nice. Now, And see, through this desert, we have some different kinds of sand here. We got this sand that I'm standing on right now, compared to the other sand that's here, like in front of me right now. That kind of sand in front of me is the sand that you would use to find Pokemon in. Yeah. So that's kind of where we want to go into when we want to look for a Pokemon that, well, when we want to look for the Pokemon I'm looking for, that is. Sandshrew, which should already evolve by now, but yeah, it evolves at level 22, doesn't it? Or is it level 24 that evolves at? I can't remember. Either way. I'm also planning on not cutting ahead because I don't want to, or like pausing my recording, I mean, because I don't want to, like, you know, just in case, you know, something happens. I don't want to, oh, frickin' out. Yeah, Slash? Does Sandshrew learn Slash? Really? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't think it learned it at that level. I thought it learned it when it evolved, or like later on when it evolved, but not like. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Okay, Marill, that's fine. I'll deal with the Marill. Come on. Okay. Find how you strength. That should take out the Marill. It doesn't. Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Ironhide takes down the Marill. That should... Yeah, okay, that should give us quite a bit of experience. Came up short. Okay. I feel like this would have an item on it, that stone there. Baltoy, I'm not looking for you. Oh my goodness, okay. You know... Maybe I should cut away to... Well, I'm gonna keep my recording going. But I will, if I haven't run into the Pokemon... Wow, I was right, there's an item there. Rare candy as well, which is good. If I don't run into the Pokemon I'm looking for, then I may as well just cut away until I find it. Never mind, here it is! Trapinch! It's a female Trapinch as well. Okay. Okay, not bad. So, Trapinch is the 15th member on my team. Now, just like with Aron, Trapinch does have a bit of a problem when it comes to evolutionary levels. It'll be a Trapinch for a while, however, it won't be a Trapinch for too long, I don't think. With Rock Tomb. I hope this doesn't KO. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay. I'm gonna go for a Pokeball. It goes to show how many Pokeballs like I've used over this course of this LP. I haven't actually caught many Pokemon at all, so. But yeah, Trapinch was caught. Now, what to name you? A ground well, it's gonna evolve into a dragon type, a ground dragon type to be exact. But it's also based off a bug. You know what? I'm gonna name you after a monster from my favorite video game, Monster Hunter, Astalos. It is a dragon type. It's a dragon wyvern, should I say, with a lot of green to it. So when it evolves, it will get a lot of green, kind of qualities to it. Not only that, but it also has dragonfly wings. So the idea of having the Pokemon that Trapinch will evolve into, named after Astalos, is actually pretty cool. But yeah. Okay. I'm going to heal up. Because I think, yeah, I've got some super potions on me. But yeah. And considering the fact that, like, you know, Astalos will have an amazing attack stat already, so if I go to Astalos' stats, so Hypercutter prevents attack reduction, which is good. Serious nature, so yeah, look at that attack stat already. Yeah. I mean, it's not the fastest thing in the world, it's actually really slow, even slower than Krakatoa. But we can make do of that. In fact, what I might actually do... do I have any... You know what? I might even give... I'll give the Silk Scarf to Aron. So that way he can up his freaking strength. The move strength, I mean. Where is... I mean, we have the soft sand, but realistically, I want to give it the Quick Claw. Okay. Astalos was given the Quick Claw to hold. Awesome. Okay, nice. And Baltoy again. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording, and off screen I'm going to train up Astalos a bit so that he can... Oh boy, you only have dark type moves. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to pause the recording and I'm going to, you know, level up Astalos a bit, so I'll be right back. Alright, just coming back to say that down here, we go down here, this is TM37, a Sandstorm. Good to have if, you know, considering most of my team is actually resistant to, you know, freaking Sandstorm anyway, so that's something. I'm gonna run away from you. But yeah, I accidentally got Astalos to faint off screen, which is not good. Also, this here. This is something you want to remember for later, trust me on that. And if you don't, well, then that's on you. But yeah, no, that's going to be very important for later. Let's go for Tailo. I have Shroomy, and he has Headbutt, so I'm going to use that. Boom. Okay. And Tailo goes down. Gonna go for Nuzleaf, okay. Come on. Frickin' Sandstorm. Okay, fake. Oh, why'd you have to go for fake out? And the Sandstorm rages. Oh no. Okay. Headbutt. Boom, there we go. Nice. Frick's sake. Also, yeah, off screen, Marshall leveled up to level 31. By accident. So. Come on. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually go back to... Okay, now I can go back. And I can actually heal Astalos, because I don't have a revive on me, so that's something. Okay. Let's go back. Let's heal up. Now, technically, there is one other place that I want to go. Before we take on the next gym, which is actually... which is actually a gym we've already been to, but we weren't able to do up until now. And you can probably guess by that alone what that gym is, so... but yeah. I go back. It's that side. What I want to do is actually go back to Full Arbor Town. Because the reason why I want to do that... Why am I going... Okay. Game. Freaking work with me. Okay. Reason why I want to do that... But actually, do I want to do this first, or do I want to... How long do I have of this video? I mean, I could. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. This here is the Mirage Tower. I believe this place spawns randomly in the desert area, and it's only a one-time thing, so... Usually this is the most, like, basic spot to find it in. But yeah. Look for Mega Drain. Check out the Sandshrew easily. But as we go through, this place is home to Sandshrew and Trapinch, I believe. So, I mean, we could have actually gone to this place before, to even find Trapinch, but that's fine. Yeah, see, it's home to Sand... Yeah. Gosh. There's a reason why I want to come in here, though, so... There is a reason. Okay. Shroomy grows to level 30. Awesome. Then I want to swap out... I actually do want to swap out to Astalos. Okay. Oh no, okay. Yep, I knew it. Huh. So how do I do this then? Okay, game. Okay, I'm just gonna... Can I please leave? I'm gonna pause real quick, and I'm just gonna make my way up to the top. I do apologize. Okay, I finally got past that little area. You need to use the Mach Bike to, go through that little bit there. If you don't, then, well, it's... Yeah, you can't really do much about that. I swear, if there's more... Oh, there is more. There is more. There's more cracks in the floor. Okay. I do apologize. I'm really trying here, okay? Guys, come on. No. Gosh. Okay. Let's just take down the Trapinch. And let's just go around this way. Rock Smash, we can do that. Is there an item here? I don't think there is. I doubt it. Oh, gosh. Nope, nothing. So we'll just go this way, and we'll find these two things up ahead of us. What are these things? Well, by the looks of things, you can probably see that they are fossils. We have two fossils, meaning we have two Pokemon to talk about. And out of the two fossils, first off, we have Lily. Lilip is a rock and grass type Pokemon, a very unique typing, considering there's not many of those. And it's slow, but other than that, it has pretty decent stats all around. It has a low attack stats, but higher defense. When it evolves into Cradily, it will be able to learn some pretty good moves. I mean, it has low attacking moves from the start, but when it gets to level 48, it'll learn Ancient Power. Not only that, you'll be able to have access to Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb if you really wanted to put on something like that onto it. And it can learn Rock Slide through Egg moves, so if you have a Pokemon that learns, Rock Slide naturally, I would definitely say put that Pokemon with Cradily, but make sure, I can't remember the actual specifics on how to move over moves to other Pokemon and which Pokemon you get. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I would definitely say Cradily is good. Whenever it has really high attack stat, And when it evolves into Armaldo, I was going to say Armadillo, but no, it's Armaldo, it also gains a high defense stat. Again, much like with Lillipup and Cradily, it is slow. But realistically, with fossil Pokemon, you don't always expect them to be fast. So, that's something to keep in mind. With that attack stat, though, it will be able to learn the moves Metal Claw, it can learn Ancient Power, it learns Slash. However, they're very late on. And it can learn the move Rock Blast, which is actually quite unique. And it does learn Water Gun for some reason, even though it's a Rock and Bug type. And then for TMs, it can learn Iron Tail, it can learn Earthquake, Return, Brick Break, Aerial Ace, and, other gun moves as well, and Seismic Toss and Rock Slide are there as well in the future if you ever wanted those. You have options. I would definitely say Cradily is probably easier to use in terms of moves, like in terms of TMs and stuff. So, yeah. I don't know. I've never really been the biggest fan of the fossil Pokemon, and I don't know. I like them, but I just don't think I'm the biggest fan of them. So, the two fossils we have here. We have the Root Fossil. This will be Lily. Or we have the Claw Fossil. That'll be Anorith, which is the one I'm going to be personally taking. Oh. And it looks like the Root Fossil disappeared into the sand. Well, that's something. Guess we'll be getting the other fossil, but oh well. Anyways, I think what I'm going to do... What do I want to do now? Do I want to go back to Full Arbor Town now? Or do I want to do that off screen? So realistically, I think off screen could be a better way of getting to Full Arbor Town, personally. But yeah, I'm going to end off here. Next time, we'll be heading our way to Full Arbor Town and bringing back the meteorite to Professor Cosmo. See you guys then.